Hey guys, David here. Welcome to Digital Outlook, where you're gonna find the best community in all of crypto. In today's video, Gary Gensler gets owned and UniCoin gets dethroned. So guys, without further ado, why don't we get to it? Well, guys, did we ever get a show today with Gary Gensler testifying before the Financial Services Committee? It was something else. Now, for those of you that didn't get to see it, I've got a few clips here that you are definitely going to want to watch and not want to miss. And boy, I'll tell you what, did the fireworks fly. Now, this first clip that I've got here, this is coming from Warren Davidson. And listen to how he just lets Gary Gensler absolutely have it.
Chairman Gensler, part of the SEC's mission is to protect investors. Does the SEC review pre-IPO documents?
I think you said pre-IPO documents. You're supposed to, if you're going to take a company public, the staff of the SEC does review those to see that they're in compliance.
Correct. Is Coinbase a publicly traded company?
I'm sorry?
Is Coinbase publicly traded?
Yes.
All right, so the SEC allowed pension funds and retail investors to invest in a company, Coinbase, that you apparently, from prior remarks, believe was engaging in illegal activity. All of their activities were laid out in their public filings in the S1 prior to the IPO. You did say that you believe Coinbase is selling unregistered securities, correct?
Again, I'm not going to speak to anyone.
No, but you said that they're selling unregistered securities. This is your public comments.
I think, with all respect, I look forward to you finding that because I'm trying to be very careful. I'm not speaking
we'll help
about
refresh your memory.
Company.
In the Kim Kardashian settlement, the SEC stated that Ethereum Max is a security. She reached a settlement for promoting an unregistered security. The unregistered security is Ethereum Max. Have you charged the issuers of Ethereum Max for offering an unregistered security?
We reached a settlement with a celebrity, Ms. Kardashian.
Yeah, but not. She just promoted it. She doesn't operate Ethereum Max. Have you said that Ethereum Max is an unregistered security to the people that offer it?
We did in that settlement, yes, sir.
Okay, it's still trading. What about Ethereum? Is Ethereum now a security?
We had this
I heard your exchange. They've been in place since 2015. You say in your statements that there's clarity in the market and the rules are clear. Just come on in. You can't even answer the question. Do you say XRP is a security?
We're in court and active discussions and litigation on that.
You're in litigation because you do say it's a security. As you know, let's move on a little bit. As you know, qualified custodian banks would effectively be unable to provide crypto asset related custody as a result of punitive capital impact under accounting provisions in Staff Accounting Bulletin 121. Do you agree that the bulletin should be amended?
I think that the staff addressed an accounting issue and appropriately saw that crypto assets held in custody today are not segregated or not bankruptcy remote in bankruptcy and should be appropriately put on public company financials.
I wish I had time to go into the ESG rule and everything else, but Chairman Gensler, your record of failures to protect investors and abuses of power make it clear that we need to restructure the Securities and Exchange Commission. The failures are many, but let me cite some of the abuses. You average more than 2 rules proposals a month. You provide inappropriately short comment periods. You have unworkable and unlawful ESG disclosure mandates on the market. You have essentially a Hotel California rule for crypto where you can check in anytime you like, but you can never leave. You have endless discovery with no resolution and no clarity for the captives in the market. You have unworkable proposals for overhauling equity market structure, a de facto ban on crypto through proposed custody rule. You have high staff turnover, unhappy people leaving your office, and unhappy companies and capital leaving our country. To correct a long series of abuses, I'm introducing legislation that removes the chairman of the Securities and Exchange Commission and replaces the role with an executive director that reports to the board where all authority would reside. Former chairs of the SEC will be ineligible under my proposed bill. And this isn't just my take. It resonates across the political spectrum. The American people want democratic access to capital, retail investor participation. You can't just exclude retail investors from markets and claim it's for their own good. Our markets need to function and flourish, and I yield back.
Guys, did you just see Gary Gensler absolutely fumbling around there like a 5-year-old who just had his mama catch him with his hand in the cookie jar? I'm telling you, it was priceless. And there you had Warren Davidson literally telling Gensler that he's putting a bill before Congress to get his butt fired right out of that commissioner's job. Unbelievable. I'm telling you, that was something else. But guys, check out this next clip from Patrick McHenry, where he is really getting Gensler to nail down whether certain assets are securities or not. It is something else.
Well, thank you, Chair Gensler. I'll now recognize myself for 5 minutes. Ether is one of the most popular digital assets and powers the Ethereum blockchain. Back in 2018, then SEC Corporation Finance Director Bill Hinman stated that he believed Ether was not a security. Last month, CFTC Chair Benham expressed his view that Ether is a commodity. The State Attorney General of New York asserted in a court filing last month that Ether is a security. Clearly, an asset cannot be both a commodity and a security. Do you agree?
Actually, all securities are commodity under the Commodity and Exchange Act. It's that we are excluded commodities. But I would agree that a security cannot be also an excluded commodity and an included commodity. I'm sorry, Chair, just to talk about the Commodity Exchange Act more precisely.
Okay, so do you recognize, how would you categorize Ether then?
Look, I think that the general sweep of what Congress did, not just in the 30s, but as amended.
I'm asking you, sitting in your chair now, to make an assessment under the laws as exist. Is Ether a commodity or a security?
Without speaking to any one.
I know you've repeatedly said you're not going to speak to one, except you've spoken to one, Bitcoin. So I'm asking you to speak to a second one, the second largest market cap here.
And speaking to the tokens, there's 10 to 12,000. If there's a group of entrepreneurs in the
asking
middle,
about one.
The public is anticipating a profit based on the...
I'm asking you a specific question, Chair Gensler. I said this in private. This should be no shock to you. I'm asking this question. Is Ether a commodity or a security?
And again, it depends on the facts and the law, and if there's a group of individuals...
I'm asking you about the facts and the law sitting in your seat and the judgment you are making.
And so, Mr. Chair, I think you would not want me to prejudge because I'm also...
But you have prejudged on this. You've taken 50 enforcement actions. We're finding out as we go, as you file suit, as people get Wells notices on what is a security in your view, in your agency's view. I'm asking you a very simple question about the second largest digital asset. What is your view?
And my view is if there's a group of individuals in the middle that the public is anticipating...
All right, so let me just ask a second question then. Do you think it serves the market for an object to be viewed by the commodities regulator as a commodity and the securities regulator to be viewed as a security? Do you think that provides safety and soundness for the product? Do you think it provides consumer protection? Do you think it serves the value of innovation? I think no should be a very simple answer for you here.
I think
that uncertainty is bad, is it not?
And I think that Congress has said that there's one agency, the Securities and Exchange Commission, under this committee.
And you won't answer my question, and you're the head of that agency. So give me a break. Come on.
I'm answering it in the generic because you would not want me to speak about any one set of facts and circumstance.
Okay, so, but you've already spoken. Have you said anything about Bitcoin?
My predecessors and the agency itself has spoken to them.
Okay, but you're not willing to do the same about Ether. Okay, so let me just step back. There's a lack of clarity here in the marketplace. Can you at least agree to that?
I think that the clarity is there. The law is clear
All
that
right.
if there's a
So
group of
let me
individuals you're relying
be
on.
explicit about this. The market doesn't see it. Your regulatory actions and the CFTC's regulatory actions say that there's a great deal of uncertainty here. It is the intention of this committee to fix that uncertainty and actually provide a sound legal basis for this.
Wow, guys, there you had it right there. There's Gary Gensler sitting in front of the Financial Services Committee, and he can't even tell them if Ethereum is a security or not. Yet, he's coming out to the public and saying, hey, guys, the legislation's clear. You just come on in and we'll work it out. What a load of baloney. And there you got it right before Congress. He will not even say it. So you're telling me that they gave Ripple fair notice? Come on, guys. It is such a load of hooey. But I'll tell you what, this next clip, this is Tom Emmer, and Tom Emmer absolutely owns Gary Gensler in this clip. Just check it out.
Chair Gensler, I have a lot of questions in a limited amount of time, so if you could keep your answers to either a yes or a no, that will allow us to get through as many as possible, sir. From your perspective, is it more difficult now for the digital asset industry to access financial products and services in the United States than it was, say, 2 years ago?
Sir, I'm not running one of those businesses. If they came into compliance, I think
Reclaiming my time. The answer, sir, is yes. Do you think you and the SEC have had a role to play in that?
I think we have a role to protect the American investor and the capital markets and the
Reclaiming my time, sir. You have played an obvious role in that. During your tenure at the SEC, how many rules has the SEC finalized that actually accommodate the existing regulatory framework and are specifically to the digital asset industry so the crypto market can come into compliance?
It's their rule books that are on the books for years, so we have not finalized any new rule specifically with regard to crypto. We've proposed some things in best execution. We've also...
Sir, reclaiming my time, the answer is 0. And how many enforcement actions has the SEC levied against digital asset companies during your tenure, sir?
I think it's probably 40 or 50.
The answer, sir, is about 55. My understanding is that the biggest crypto failure in history is probably FTX at $9 billion. Were you the chairman of the SEC when FTX collapsed?
Yes.
And how many times did you meet with FTX prior to their collapse?
I think my public record shows 2.
You met it with FTX at least twice. And arguably, the second biggest crypto failure in history was Terra Luna. Who was the chairman of the SEC when Terra Luna collapsed, sir?
We had brought...
You were, sir. Reclaiming my time, you were. There are 5 members on the commission. Do you believe your speeches and interviews are to serve as the official position of the SEC?
I can only speak for myself when I'm speaking.
Again, sir, in a statement on the SEC website, you are quoted saying, the Kraken staking as a service enforcement action should make clear to the marketplace that staking as a service providers must register. But again, you haven't provided any rules for how that can be done. I must remind you, your public statements are not regulations. It's not responsible to expect the American people to assume your statements are a substitute for rules. Do you agree with this statement regarding the digital asset industry? The SEC needs additional congressional authorities to prevent transactions, products, and platforms from falling between the regulatory cracks.
I think that it's a largely non-compliant field. And
Sir, again, I asked you to comply with my questions, and I'm asking you if you agree with that quote. And I'm going to tell you, I'm quoting you from an August 3rd, 2021 article where you, and I believe you told Congressman Hill earlier that you need congressional authority to regulate stablecoins, and stablecoins happen to be a significant percentage of the crypto market. So the question is, when were you telling the truth? To Mr. Hill or to me? You've got to start answering these questions in a more transparent manner, sir. Does it concern you, by the way, that your approach to the digital asset industry is actually driving this industry out of the United States?
We're trying to drive it to compliance, and if they're not complying with the laws, then they shouldn't be offering their products.
Reclaiming my
to
time.
investors.
Madam Chair, I would like to enter into the record this Wall Street Journal article from April 14th, 2023, detailing China's ploy to open its banking system to crypto firms in an effort to seize an opportunity created by our hostile regulatory environment, which, Mr. Chair, you're a big part of.
Without
Look,
objection.
Chair Gensler, FTX was domiciled abroad and so is Binance, yet American consumers still had access to both. You can't really think that pushing this industry abroad is going to protect American consumers when it hasn't several times in the past on your watch. You say the crypto market is rife with non-compliance. However, existing SEC rules make no sense for blockchain-based companies, and following them would actually kill these businesses. Your regulatory style lacks flexibility and nuance, and as a result, you've been an incompetent cop on the beat, doing nothing to protect everyday Americans and pushing American firms into the hands of the CCP. Your intention to work against SEC mission and put American investors in harm's way has been made very apparent, sir. It's been a year and a half since you've appeared before this committee. You need to answer to Congress about the issues that you've had with the SEC staff union, the work environment you've cultivated at the SEC that's led to hemorrhaging of senior staff, the intellectual inconsistency of your regulatory treatment towards Bitcoin spot ETFs, and your politicization of capital formation opportunities
Gentleman's time
through
has
your treatment of
expired.
certain SPACs. And that's just to name a few. Thank you.
Whoa, guys, did Emmer just absolutely own Gensler in that Discord? And I'm telling you what, with all the heat that was in there, my guess is the first thing that Gensler wanted when he walked out of that committee room was a stiff drink, to be sure. I'm telling you guys, I think his days are numbered, and it wouldn't surprise me if old Gensler absolutely resigns and just gets out of there, because when he turns up the heat in the kitchen, it's been his MO to actually vacate the premises. So we'll just see what happens. But guys, something else that's on the radar right now is just a few days ago, we were getting all kinds of news about this whole UniCoin deal. Well, guys, I want to show you that this is the article that we had picked up on when that came out there, how XRP and Ripple were leading the charge and how the IMF was unveiling this universal monetary unit and the innovative CBDC, which, you know, was this whole UniCoin deal. Well, guys, lo and behold, did we not have the IMF come out? And here's another one of the articles where it was saying, hey, here it is. But look what happened, guys. They came out and the IMF absolutely denies involvement in that purported CBDC. The International Monetary Fund said in a statement to Crypto Slate that it is not involved with the purported CBDC named UniCoin. On April 10th, the Digital Currency Monetary Authority announced a central bank digital currency called the Universal Monetary Unit, or UniCoin. The IMF has denied all connections to that project, stating the IMF has no involvement in the DCMA or UniCoin. The DCMA's original press release acknowledges that the IMF has not officially endorsed the Universal Monetary Unit. Well, guys, in these two articles there, I'm telling you what, it was in the fine print and you didn't see it. And a lot of people came out. We saw it in the comments. We saw it with other content creators. And we were reporting this because the way in which it was doled out, it looked like real news, guys. That's why we have to be right on top of everything in this space. And I am so glad that we were able to get some of these articles out where the IMF actually released a statement saying, hey, we're not involved at all. So with all those folks out there thinking XRP is dead and that the IMF is no longer working with Ripple, absolutely total baloney. The whole thing has been completely dethroned. And so, guys, this is great news for us. Well, I'll tell you what, guys, with everything going on in this space, it is absolutely amazing. And I'm telling you what, things are truly heating up and it is exciting to see. I think we are going to see some amazing fireworks flow over the next few weeks, and especially when we get this decision out of Judge Torres on this case. And I think Ripple and XRP is going to get the only clarity in this entire digital asset space, and it is going to be absolutely amazing. Guys, at the speed in which things are happening, one of your top priorities has got to be getting your plan in place. And what our coaching program offers, that is where you and I can meet personally, one-on-one for 1 hour over Zoom. And during that time, I share with you our personal journey in that last bull run and what enabled Judy and I to experience some amazing financial success. I share with you the mistakes we made so that you don't have to fall into the same pitfalls we did. We take a look at your portfolio and make sure that it's balanced towards your goals, and we work together to develop your exit strategy. We can even help you get your assets off an exchange and onto a hardware wallet, along with delivering to you some amazing techniques that are really going to help you in this space. Now, the cost of that is $250, and if that's something that interests you, you write me right there at coaching@thedigitaloutlook.com and we'll get you all booked in. Well, guys, I'll tell you what, it was kind of exciting watching Gary Gensler getting grilled like that by all those folks in Congress. Now, having said that, I know we're supposed to love our enemies, but I have to admit I got a wee little bit of pleasure out there watching him squirm like a worm under all those questions, that's for sure. But guys, I'll tell you what, I want to invite you to join the conversation and drop your comments right down there in the comment section. Open it up to the community and start a discussion. Now, many of you know I'm not a financial advisor and this isn't financial advice, but if you found value in it, if you'd hit that like and subscribe, I'd appreciate it. And of course, don't forget about hitting the notification bell down there, because as you know, things in this space change lickety split, and I like to get that information out to you as soon as possible. And on top of that, I don't want you missing out on any of our regularly released videos. Now guys, you have been really absolutely stupendous in helping this channel grow. And for those of you out there who have been watching these videos but you haven't yet subscribed, would you do the channel a favor and join this community? We'd really love to have you on board. So in the meantime and in between time, stay safe, be blessed, and I'll catch you in the next one.